Hey everybody, I'm Zach and I am the owner of Hoosier Stainless LLC. I changed my business name in 2020 from Peacefield Welding, which was very difficult to give out over the phone, and to Hoosier Stainless, which is a lot easier and more accurately reflects the type of work that I'm doing these days. I'm going to go through my YouTube comments here. There's some really good ones here, and answer some questions on how to get into sanitary welding. All right, so the first question here from T-Bone, I really like this one. Working as a sub, are you running under your own business and own liability insurance? So the answer is absolutely yes. I would not even consider walking into a facility without having my own liability insurance. If you walk into something, knock over a broom that goes into a machine and destroys something, you're going to be on the hook for that. So yes, absolutely have your own business insurance. I get mine from a company called Scottsdale. I have to get that through an independent farmer's agent. It may be completely different in your area. That was the only company that I could find that would insure me when I first set up my business. So there you go. Just have all your ducks in a row. Have your business license, your whatever you need there. Go ahead, get that all taken care of before you even think about getting out and trying to make some money. Another question here from the same user that I really like. This is a really, really important one, and if you don't pay attention to anything else in this video, just pay attention to this section here. What do companies expect from you as a contractor or subcontractor or hired welder aside from just welding? Now look, this goes back to the 3 rules to be successful in any kind of blue-collar endeavor. Answer your phone, return your phone messages, don't show up drunk, don't show up high, don't do meth in the bathroom. And when you tell somebody you're going to do something, do it. That's a really low bar to set, but if you do those 3 things, you will be above the competition. It's sad that that's where we're at, but that's what it takes. So you do those 3 things. That's what they expect as like a baseline. You can build out from there. So I'm set up as a supplier with different companies that offer pipe. So I can get sanitary tubing, I can get stainless pipe, I can get carbon pipe, I can buy enough of it where I can get reasonable prices on it. So that's something else the companies will expect from me. I can just whip out my phone, be like boop, 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 and then pipe will show up the next day. Get set up with a McMaster account. That's another thing that you can do where, again, McMaster Car has an app where you can have it on your phone. You need parts, whatever, you just scroll through there, pop, and then it's there at your job site the next day. The more things like that you can do to be valuable and like bring services to the table, the more valuable you're going to be to either the guy that you're working for or the company that you're working for. Okay, so once you set your baseline there of showing up, answering the telephone, and doing what you say you're going to do, you've got, your McMaster account set up where you can buy doodads or widgets for the job site there, and you can supply them with the sanitary tubing or the pipe or whatever that you need. That's a pretty good baseline right there. That just by itself will get you ahead. Now, when you start going out from there, you offer other services. Like I used to offer non-destructive testing where, I had like an ultrasonic tester where I could go through there, measure the thicknesses on, vessels and things like that and pipes. So that was another service you can add, make some money off of. Wouldn't necessarily be your main gig, but if you're there, like a plant manager or somebody asks, hey, do you know somebody that can do this? You can be like, hey, yeah, I do this, no problem. That makes you more valuable to a place to where they call you back, because if you can become their solutions person, that's a good place to be. So once you've already got your foot in the door there as like the welder and the supply person, and oh, hey, you do the NDT work, you can always try and slide in with other things. So if you're good with electric, a lot of places, especially right now, are having a hard time finding somebody that does their PLC work, or unless you have the right insurance, I wouldn't do any, 480 or anything like that. But, if they've got some low voltage control systems like that, if you're good with that, that's really hard to find somebody that's good with it. So I do a little bit of that. If you also are interested in doing machine work, now there's a pretty good barrier to entry for that. But like if you pick up even just like a Bridgeport and a halfway decent lathe, there's some pretty good work that can be had there. A lot of machine shops, at least in my area, are absolutely swamped right now. So if you can, say, make a part overnight and have it back to the plant the next morning to where they can keep running, that's a pretty huge deal right there. That makes you valuable. So when something breaks, they call you back. So again, if you can be sort of the solutions guy instead of just, oh, hey, you're just the dumb welder, that's a pretty good position to be in. So that keeps you busy. That's kind of where I am at with a few facilities around here. I try to be their total solutions person where, if whatever breaks, they know if they call me, chances are I'm going to have it working for them here in short order. All right, I got another question here. What are the bare minimum tools you need to get into sanitary welding? So I'm going to post a link or several links down below that you can purchase some of my favorite Milwaukee tools through my Amazon affiliate account and help the channel out there. But beyond, say, like a portaband, some die grinders, grinder, things like that, you're going to need a set of purge plugs. I really like these ones from Purge Dragon. I am not affiliated with them in any way. They just work really well. You're also going to need a set of saw blocks just to get started. You can get a set of saw blocks like this. Basically, these go on your pipe, and you have a slot here where you can run a portaband or a Sawzall through there to cut your pipe nice and square. You can get those from a company called Tech South. Again, no affiliation. That's just what I use. And then you are going to need a basic lift arc TIG rig. This is my Miller MaxStar 161. No affiliation with them whatsoever. I have used the crap out of this one. I really like these Millers, mainly because if you're in a food production environment, things tend to get wet. I have seen several of these get completely hosed down with sanitizing foam and not even skip a beat. They keep on working. You absolutely do not need to spend that much money on one. I have seen a couple guys that run the Vulcan ones from Harbor Freight that I want to say they're like $400 or $500. So, I mean, you don't have to spend a whole ton of money on something like this, because if you're welding like sanitary stainless like that, chances are you're probably not going to be going over 75 amps. You're always going to be running off 110. So you really don't need to spend a ton of money on a welder. Really, that and then some Scotch-Brite wheels for a variable speed grinder. Really all you need. I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot of equipment. You're not going to need, a big pipe welding truck with a, pipeline bed, an SA200 or an SAE 300 on the back of it. Really, you can get away with not a whole lot. If you've got a job box full of tools, you've got a couple pipe stands, and you got a tri-stand, that's really all you need. Thank y'all for sticking around this long. If you guys have any further questions you would like answered, please leave them in a comment below. That really helps out as far as coming up with topics for future Shop Talk videos. If you're interested, I am kind of thinking about doing a podcast. So that would be the microphone and kind of maybe the new format here. I'm going to keep doing build videos, but I'm kind of thinking about getting into podcasting and doing like a Shop Talk type podcast. So anyway, and again, if you're in the market for any sort of power tools or anything like that, check out the Amazon links below to the stuff that I actually use on a daily basis. And thank you guys for watching. Please hit that subscribe button. And I don't know that it really still matters, but yeah, ring a little bell up there that lets you know when I make videos. I'm Zach. Thank you for watching.